Sabotage.
Jenny,
Problem?
I want her fired today, now.
Don't worry, Kath, it'll be all right.
No, it won't be all right, Kath. Pack up your weapons of optical destruction and get out.
You realise you're beginning to sound like me?
I mean it, Kath.
Stay where you are, Kath. Jenny?
This is not Jenny's decision, Jeremy, or yours.
It'll be all right. I'll talk to both of you.
Oh, good. You can tell him I'll return his wife's casserole dish at our dinner next week. Jenny?
I'm sorry, Kath, you're going to have to leave.
At 11:30, it's a double bill for popular transatlantic comedy That Nun.
You're letting it go to your head.
She nearly blinded
10
me.
seconds,
That's
everybody.
all part of a team these days.
Things are better, Jeremy, you know that. Just stop being so
Going in
high and mighty
5,
and do your job.
4,
You'll have me fired too.
3.
Don't tempt me.
All the team at the National
Good evening. I'm Megan Wolfe.
And I'm Jeremy
evening.
Dawes.
I'm
Our
Megan
main
Wolfe.
headlines tonight. And I'm Jeremy Dawes.
The establishment
Our main
strikes
headlines
back.
tonight.
The World
The
Council has
establishment
agreed
strikes
today
back.
to
The
impose
World
punitive
Council has
sanctions
agreed
on the
today to
people of
impose
this country. Punitive sanctions.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, and even some medicines, clothing. But how should we react? And even some medicines. We asked the public. But how should we react? We asked
What
the
do you
public.
think about all these sanctions? What do you think about all these sanctions?
I doubt it make a lot of difference, Pet. I've lived through 2 world wars and I smoke 40 a day. 2 world wars and I smoke 40 a day. If that ain't killed me, I doubt this will either. If that ain't killed me, I doubt this will either.
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff. Thanks, Patrick.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous. Nothing short of outrageous. We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognise these sanctions. We do not recognise these sanctions. And we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them. And ignore them. Advance have struck fear into the heart of the international community. Into the heart of the international community. By showing that it is possible to have radical change for the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient. We are a team. Now more than ever. Now more than ever. Is on your side. Is on your side. Thank you. Thank you.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government? But what do you, the public, Robin Shaw, found out?
I was wondering if you could spend a moment to give us your thoughts on the government.
Honestly, I think they're doing a great job. I know the assets and world checks have made a difference, but the cost of the little one have made a difference. And people seem, happier in the main. I always said things would get better with a woman in charge. I always said things would get better with a woman in charge.
Over to you, fellas. Global mega corporation Remington's Fist Global today announced that trials have successfully completed on their groundbreaking male responsibility.
The drug has been passed by the government for general release. But the small print warns that, in rare cases, side effects can include blurred vision, enlarged genitalia, and increased risk of stroke. No double entendre.
But what do you, the public, think of Sophia Remington's latest venture?
So what are your feelings on the new contraceptive pill?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a big step forward for equality. A big step forward for equality is the best thing that has ever happened to that company.
The delicate sound of thunder A frightening sound commuters this morning. We were confronted by a somewhat sinister sight. We were confronted by a somewhat sinister sight.
Many travellers reported feeling intimidated by the silent figures outside every major station in the capital. Radical extremist group Disrupt, who organised the show of strength, refused to comment on the meaning.
Ought to apologise to this presenter for making him drop his morning.
But how do we feel about these somewhat radical extremists and their upsetting methods? Robin.
How do you feel about Disrupt?
Oh, well, now you're talking.
How do you feel about Disrupt?
Bloody hero, showing us not to take it lying down like Iris here.
So you both feel they're a cause worth supporting? So you both feel they're a cause worth supporting?
I'm pretty sure there's still one in there, aren't we, love? I'm pretty sure there's still one in there, aren't we? Wherever it is, it loves Disrupt. Wherever it is, fighting the odds for our freedom. And what could possibly be wrong with that? And what could possibly be wrong with that?
Do you need me to get you some help?
Bubbling up. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and Dr. Ingrid Sforsborg and Dr. Ingrid today sends a blueprint of the escape craft. Which I hope to finally leave Dante's Taint.
With expert opinions of the plan running the gamut from optimistically engineered to that looks like something my granddad made in his shed. It sounds like the unfortunate team are going to need all the thoughts and prayers they can get.
So what should we think about the escape plan? Patrick Bannon about the escape plan. Patrick Bannon again.
Dare I ask you about the blueprints? Dare I ask you about the
Well,
blueprints?
I've never been a submarine engineer, but I've tinkered with a few motors in my time, and I can tell you that thing is not going to work. I can tell you that thing. I'd rather trust my life to Uncle Pat. I'd rather trust my life to Uncle Pat. 10 years ago. And I murdered him 10 years ago.
Oh, what? It's because you're joking. It's funny. Oh, what? It's because you're joking. It's funny.
I am not a number. Applications finally open today for the new advanced team membership cards. A scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary. The team member will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks, and police, pubs and banks,
and of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Jeremy. Well, you've always been a stick. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards?
Absolutely bloody
Team membership cards?
That's the thin end of the wedge, isn't it, Iris? That's the thin end of the wedge. First, can I see your identification? Can I see and then it's Butcherbine bending over the table. And then it's Butcherbine bending over the Sergeant State educated. So Constable Regional accent here. Constable Regional function up here. There it is.
Crikey!
They should call them what they are. They should call them what they are. For Christ's sake, what is it, Iris? Oh, for Christ's sake, what is it, Iris?
I'm really not happy out and on! Crikey. Crikey.
And finally tonight, Game of Two Halves. Fresh out of rehab, Game of Two Halves. Repentant celebrity Johnny Hansley. Repentant celebrity is promising to turn over a new leaf.
In a surprisingly energetic appearance on the Whitney Chinwag show this morning, Johnny showed everyone he's certainly full of life and raring to go.
I doubt they'll survive the frenzy.
But what should we think of this exuberant behaviour? Patrick? Patrick?
Oh my God!
Wise words there.
Later tonight, in a bit of a switcheroo, it'll be Jeremy in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper Jay Sus, and then we'll both be chatting with a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm again.
That's all coming up on tonight. That's
National Night News.
National Night News. Thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel, and even some
Tonight we have guests from across the continent. Tonight we have guests from unprecedented situation. Peter Clement is at his home in Lancashire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me. Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy.
Thank you for having me. Are you shaking momentous day, Prime Minister?
Don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. Don't scare the leader of the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Turkestan. Ivan, thank you for being here. Ivan, thank you for being here.
You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard of Labour camp, are like inside body of crazy, expensive inside body of crazy, country. You will be worshipped as a my country. You will be worshipped as a
Minister, as one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about advances to fine stance? How do you feel about advances to fine stance?
A big career in when actually he in dirty sanitarium, when actually screaming in dirty sanitarium, and holding tiny penis in hand, and holding tiny penis in hand.
We have like some of the cleanest mental health facilities in the continent.
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo. Welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo. We don't appear to have your surname. I'm sorry, we don't appear to have your surname.
We don't use things like socially divisive. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames. It's just Björk.
Minister? Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
What a surprise if he didn't show us a surprise.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole vote thing. We were going to, but it's actually the festival of Euroland here at the moment, but we honor the old generation. So like we all have to learn our grandparents' lineage, have to learn happening, and that's like a really time-consuming process.
You're like sissy, man. You had this expression, sissy man. You had this like man with tiny penis who likes to wash more than once a week.
Actually, that's quite homophobic.
Oh, stop winding him up. We're not back at the Grange now. We're not back at the Grange now. I used to play golf back in the media days. Ivan and I used to play golf back in the media days. Nothing gives him greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more publicly, the more publicly,
you're like man with tiny penis. Who think he have tiny penis. Who think he have tiny penis. But actually, he discovered that. Could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing, they'll notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. Gasp of an establishment in collapse. Pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Ivan, old mate. Shut the gates,
You can join others on my wall. Good. You can join others on my wall.
In Finland, we have like serious animal welfare legislation. She got arrested for healing a butterfly. Was hovering over her feeling a butterfly. I was hovering over her heel thing. Jam sandwich.
I used to know a girl called Jam Sandwich. I used to know a girl called Jam Sandwich. What became of her?
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
Human interest, Jeremy. The real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching Jan, and all that. So if you're watching Jan, let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it. I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement.
You're like man trying to empty ashes of her mistresses into ashes of her mistresses into you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets. And beard full of secrets.
We don't really go in for all that restricted monogamy stuff. We're kind of monogamy stuff.
Well, it seems that we are running out of time. Well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Briefly, if you would, before we go to the break, with the people of this country facing shortages and possible shortages. Yes, of course. Thank you. Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarise your thoughts for us,
From here, you all look a bit stupid, really arguing about outdated devices. In Finland, we replaced currency with a system that Barton flew with back in the 1970s, and that's like a really hard decision, and that's like a really
Thank you, Minister Vodovich. Thank you, Minister Vodovich.
It's like man who think he invented perfect trap for giant Newton hair bear. But really, he is standing in field,
holding his tiny penis. Yes, thank you, Minister. And finally, Prime Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry, everybody. Don't worry, everybody. Don't even lose a wink. Don't even lose a wink. We knew the rest of the world would react this way. We knew the rest of the world would react this way. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shiny pie without blocking a few toys. Pie without blocking a few toys.
Reassuring words.
Thank you, Prime Minister. We'll be back
after these messages.
We'll be back.
1 minute back.
Hey, Peter, I over your way this weekend. You fancy a quick 9?
Yeah, sure. Front or back.
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for.
Sees how you'll lead me.
Say hello to us.
You have to be more careful.
It's all part of his
long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6
pence an issue.
Someone warn him it's going a little too well.
Only Asi
Acetic gastrique contains an organic blend of ingredients that penetrate deep into your heart, breaking down
New government censorship should show up in blue. Same as regular censoring. Keep an eye out for the advanced blue waveform.
The intensive formula acts fast, repairing damage and strengthening strands for hair that's truly unbreakable.
Have they given you the Crown Principle?
What?
Megan?
Rapid repair and protect, deep nourishing, intensely strengthening Pro V formula. The irresistible, healthy-looking grey hair days that make you say, "Look at my hair."
10 seconds.
He put that get up on himself.
Acetic gastrique.
Going
Because you
in
have
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later we have an exclusive first look. Later we have an exclusive sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest.
Thanks, Megan.
Jeremy.
I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets, and he's been called the son of the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus. Let's welcome Jesus.
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honour to be here. Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honour to be here. As a kid on the streets, I used to walk you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it? Can you tell us about it?
You know, I try not to, the past is the past, I don't like to dwell on it. The past is the past. But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. My mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. She let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died, died tragically. And she died right there in my arms, tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to me. In that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a tale. A tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just, I try not to talk about it. It's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story. I wouldn't start. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Fuck the government. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
You know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months. Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah. Nah, of course, man. Very much so. I just mean, of course, man. Very much. Why do I have to pay for it, you know?
People have been rehoused on property seized from the... And that couldn't have been you, could it?
I worked hard to be here. I built this. I worked hard to be here. And I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
But if people are taking something from my music, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Not even to help, say, Mr. Vulnerable children, Mr. Cheese Slice.
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. Is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of
maybe it's hereditary.
Well, it's more of like, stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song. Mrs. Lovelace.
Oh no.
Mrs. Lovelace.
Oh no. It's a new single. I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single.
So this is unapproved.
You love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. So here he is with a new song. So here he is with a new song. It's Jesus. It's Jesus.
First, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back. You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel elation for your participation. Still two leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julius require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Yeah, every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise of the crest of the wave, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemmer's motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snub ones, the pushed and the shoved ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley. The ones who now finding that their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise serve the crest of the waves, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemmer's motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets, set a fire in the building, let them feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters, you're squealing bet getters, and burn them on the powers of advances fucking letters. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemmer's motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team, and advances little dances aren't as harmless as it seems, cause they're stale and corrupt. Then you're angry or wrong, then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
Jesus there with his new song. Jesus there. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your notes.
Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
This was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. We will never censor ideas. We will never censor ideas.
Back to you. A bit of dangerous language there. Sorry about that. A bit of dangerous language there. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donson for providing our culture spot. Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back. After go away. We'll be right back.
Just a reminder, fixing that old VCR. With a new tape. Last ad break.
It's just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to ask you to
trust
leave
me.
it.
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand.
And we intend to make sure that in these
This is unbelievable, Megan.
I don't know what
every
you're talking
citizen
about.
gets their fair share of the abundant, nutritious food we grow right here in the territory. Your entitlements book will be coming to you by post in the next few days, and it will let you claim enough food for the week, every week, at one of our many new distribution centres. Everyone will get their fair share, and no one will be left behind. So you can carry on coming together to enjoy life.
Look at him.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, say no more. Say no more.
Megan, Jeremy, you remember Mr. Algebra?
Vividly.
And Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Radin.
Philippa, please.
They're back together again, eh? Who'd have thought it?
Perhaps a lower order demon.
Yes, it is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then. We're going live in 10 seconds, opening on camera 1.
Advance. Let's keep on setting a shining example.
5,
together.
4, 3.
Welcome back, and no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial. But I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by National Treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Tommy Harris, the National Deficit Jeff Algebra, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
Tommy, so lovely. Would you like to tell us about the show? Tommy,
you know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life. It's about me.
And where did the idea come from?
So, picture this. Their legs akimbo mid-session. Sweat is pouring out of me like an immense sweat is pouring out of me like an immense. Cindy comes in. She says. Cindy comes in. She says.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister. Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. No, he comes to the training sometimes.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. No, he comes to the training. Anyway, so Pete. Anyway, he says Toby. Pete. He says Toby. He says, how would you like? He says, how would you spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference? How would you like to really make a difference?
What did you say? What did you say?
So Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here? What in God's name are you doing here?
After the success of my debut work, and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in I've always been an admirer of Tommy. I've always been an admirer. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off. I do all my best work with my trousers off.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Give us a sense of what the show is actually about.
Give us a sense of what the show is actually about. How hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. How tough it is to be me. Tommy Harris. I call it Jesus. Tommy Harris. Jesus, that was hard.
We actually have some clips of the process of the show.
Yeah, so the show is built around. Yeah, so the show is very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life, scenes from my life, fantasy retellings of epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But
you're an embarrassment.
You promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the hells! Back, demon! Back to the hells!
Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris? Co-starring with dreamed of. I've always treading the boards of medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into. What's different about this show then? Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting. I've forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful characters in every godforsaken soap opera, or godforsaken soap opera, or God forbid. But you know, this show has really let me just
Jeff,
go.
The viewers at home will be dying to know. The viewers at home exactly what is it that you bring to the show? What is it that you bring to the show?
I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach.
that's really brought around the shoulder strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah. We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences underground sports scene.
And some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports scene.
You'll never take the sacred path! You'll never take the sacred path! Am I right in saying, and this was officially commissioned by the government?
All paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, paid for by the taxpayer, which, actually, you know, lifesaver, really.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say, without advanced support, we'd have had to cut the finale.
Which frankly would have been a travesty.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ! God, Jesus Christ!
You do this every night. You do this every night.
It's a metaphor, absolutely.
For what?
It's a metaphor.
For what?
Yeah.
And the public are footing the bill. And the public are footing the bill.
They are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaner and my ties, I'm barely scraping the profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves? We're performing all over the nation. We're performing all over the nation. And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes.
Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Unbelievable. Yes.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt, you'll have taken our jobs. You'll have taken our jobs.
That's all we have time for tonight. That's all we have time for. When I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. The world's most attractive horse.
And I'm Megan Wolf.
I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. And from all of us here.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey, we must stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
Hi, I'm Sophia Remington, CEO of Remington's Fist. And I haven't had children. Not yet, anyway. But it doesn't take a parent to tell you that what a child needs is to be wanted and loved. Sadly, however, these days, this sort of conversation happens far too often.
Remington's Fist, Remington's Fist.
So, you know, Brad, this past fortnight has really been amazing, but I'm afraid I have something to tell you. I'm pregnant.
But how can that be? You told me you're on the pill.
Not all contraception is 100% reliable, so I guess now we have to get married.
But we've only been on 5 dates. I don't even know you, Julie.
Janet.
Marriage and children seem to be a pretty big decision to make in a wine bar, Janet.
There has to be a better way. Now there is, young lovers. Now you can be doubly safe with these. This is Responsibility, the world's first male contraceptive pill. Now men don't have to worry about difficult things like commitment anymore. In our almost entirely successful human trials, we found that there were only occasional side effects, so I'm allowed to say they're safe to take. Responsibility, because children shouldn't be by accident. And let's face it, condoms suck.